Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, children. Today we are going to continue with electric cells and batteries. Now, in yesterday's class, I gave you an introduction about what is an electric cell and how a simple electric cell will be. And also we were discussing about electromotive force and internal resistance. I was talking about electromotive force, which is nothing but potential difference in an open circuit. Potential difference in an open circuit is nothing but you call it as electromotive force, whereas in a closed circuit you say it as potential difference. So yesterday I gave you the introduction about the electric cell and internal resistance. Today we are going to continue with that. Today's topic is again electric cells and batteries. Here we are going to cover two topics. The first one is determination of internal resistance of a cell, and the second topic is cells in series and parallel. So let us start with determination of internal resistance of a cell. So how to determine internal resistance? I gave you the introduction about internal resistance in yesterday's class. Okay, the resistance that is inside the cell or a battery which resists the movement of current inside the cell is nothing but you call it as internal resistance. Okay, now we are going to find out what is the internal resistance of a cell. So to start with, there are two diagrams in your screen, children. The first diagram is a simple cell. Now whose EMF is psi? See, this is the EMF of the cell and this is the resistance which is called as the internal resistance. So it is covered with a dotted line. Okay, so EMF of the cell and R is the internal resistance, and this is connected parallel to a voltmeter. So voltmeter always measures potential difference or otherwise voltage. So the potential difference or the voltage can be measured by the voltmeter which is connected parallel. Okay, now you are not connecting this to an external resistance. So in the absence of an external resistance R, now this psi will give the EMF of a cell. Okay, so whatever reading is measured by the voltmeter, now that gives the value of EMF of a cell. So this is the first diagram. Okay, right. So the voltmeter, again I will tell you, the voltmeter reading will give the EMF of the cell as far as this diagram is concerned. Okay ma, that is what I said in an open circuit. In an open circuit, the potential difference is measured as EMF, which is measured by this voltmeter. Okay ma, right. Now what am I doing here? What has been done here is, now the same cell and the EMF is again psi, internal resistance is R. Now here I have connected to a external resistance. So here is an external resistance that is connected parallel to the voltmeter. So what happens immediately? Can you guess? Can you make any guesses what happens when you connect a battery to an external resistor? As I told you, this resistor may be a fan or a fluorescent lamp or something. Okay, so what happens when you connect a battery to this? Definitely what happens? Suppose if the EMF of the cell was found to be 5 volt before the resistance is connected, what happens now? What will happen to the EMF? Automatically, what will happen to the EMF here? Now this will be reducing. Instead of 5 volt, this will become some 4 volt or 3 volt. What is the reason for that? Is you are connecting a resistor which is parallel to the voltmeter. So definitely what happens when the current is getting this, the current is flowing here and the amount of current is absorbed, I mean this is taken by the resistor. So naturally the potential difference will be reduced. Okay, so from this I am going to calculate what is the internal resistance of the cell. I'm going to arrive at a formula to calculate the internal resistance of the cell. Okay, ma? Right. So, I have connected a resistor R, and as soon as I connect a resistor, there is a current flow in the circuit. Now, this is current whose direction is given with an arrow. Okay, so arrow downwards. So, this is the direction of current. Now, what will be the potential difference across R? Now, will there be a potential drop here? Yes or no? Definitely there will be a potential drop. Now, that is equal to the potential difference across the cell, right? So, what is the potential drop across the resistor R? That is given by Ohm's law, children. V is equal to I into R. Now, this we are very familiar with. V is equal to I into R, right? Okay. Now, is there an internal resistance in the cell that is there on the top? Yes. So, due to the internal resistance of the cell, now the voltmeter will have a reading which is very much lesser than the value of EMF before the resistor is connected. Why? Because certain amount of voltage which is equal to I into R has been dropped here also. So, what will be the voltage of this now? The voltage of this now, that is the cell, here is given as V is equal to, now what is the EMF of the cell? It is the difference between the original EMF minus I into R. I into R is also the voltage. So, the difference between these two will give the value of the cell or the potential difference of the cell when the resistor is connected. So, I have two values for potential difference. One is for the external resistance and also the other, sorry, let me write as 2, and the other is for this cell. Okay, so the first equation is the potential drop across the external resistance R, which is given as V is equal to I into R. Now, this V is equal to sigma minus IR is due to the potential difference due to the flow of current in the cell. Is it clear? So, now I am going to divide the equation. Okay. So, let me write it as I have taken it as 1 and 2. So, divide 2 by 1. So, when you divide 2 by 1, so what is happening here? I can also write this equation as, bring IR to the left side, children. So, IR will be psi minus V. Okay, ma? Now, divide. So, divide 2 by 1. So, I have IR equal to psi minus V divided by, take this IR. Now, bring it down. So, IR. Now, here I have V. Okay, ma? So, here I gets cancelled. So, I have R by R equal to psi minus V by V, or I can simply find out the value of internal resistance equal to psi minus V by V into R. So, here is the formula to calculate the internal resistance of a cell. Is it clear? Is it clear? So, this is the formula. Now, take your textbook, children, page number 104, equation 2.37. Now, this is the formula. I divide there. R is equal to psi minus V by V into R. Since psi, V and R are known, internal resistance R can be determined, of course. And from this, we can also find out the value of current that is flowing in the circuit. When I rearrange this formula, substitute for, instead of R, we can substitute Ohm's law formula and get the value of current also, no problem. Okay, right. Now, what will happen to the power? Okay, now we have got the formula for internal resistance. What happens to the power? That is discussed in the next paragraph, children. Look at your book. Due to this internal resistance, the power delivered to the circuit is not equal to the power rating mentioned in the battery. Definitely it will not be there because there is an internal resistance existing and we have also connected to an external resistance, so definitely the power is not equal to the power that is mentioned in the battery. For a battery of EMF psi with an internal resistance R, the power delivered to the circuit of resistance R is given as, what is the formula for power? Power is, we know the formula for power as V into I. Correct? Last topic we read, power formula is V into I. Now instead of V, I substitute psi here because it is a battery whose EMF is psi. So instead of V, I substitute psi into I. Okay ma? Right? Now what is psi? Now I just keep like this. Now I can write the value of psi to be, now from this equation I can get the value of psi to be V plus IR, correct? Bring this psi to the left side, take the V to the right side. So psi is equal to V plus, because when it comes to this side, this becomes minus V minus IR. When I change the sign, I have psi equal to V plus IR. So when I substitute, now here I have the power is equal to I into, instead of psi, I substitute V plus I into R. Okay, is it clear? Now again substitute for P is equal to, I know the formula for V as I into R plus I into small r. So this is the formula for power. Is it clear? Right? Or I can also write this formula as, bring this I inside. So you have I square r. Here also I have I square into r. Okay, so what are these two I squares are? We'll see that. Look at the equation 2.38. Under that there is an explanation. Here I square small r is the power delivered to the internal resistance, and I square capital R is the power delivered to the electrical device. That is, here the electrical device is what? It is nothing but the resistor here. So I square R is the power delivered to the cell, and here I square R is the power delivered to the resistor. Okay, right? Now whenever we talk about this internal resistance, we often internal resistance is considered to be very negligibly small. So we will not bother about this internal resistance in our circuit. So for a very good battery, we consider the internal resistance to be very small. Okay children, you are able to understand? Yes. Now with this we are moving on to cells in series and cells in parallel. Now these are all very simple topics. Only thing is you should understand the concept what we are trying to say. Okay, now look at this diagram. There are two diagrams. Now here this is a cell. Okay, three cells are there and they are connected to a resistor which is a small light. Are you able to see this? Okay, so three cells are connected in series and the combination is connected to it. Now this becomes the resistor. Okay, so what will be the effective, we are going to compare how, when we can say, or connecting cells will be, when it will be effective, when it will be not effective. It depends, purely depends on two factors. One is internal resistance, the other one is the resistance which is connected outside. What is the value of the resistance of the resistors? So connecting cells together, okay, which will be better? Either you can connect the cell in series, and whether it is what to say, it is we will have an advantage whether if you connect the cells in series or in parallel. That is what we are going to discuss here. Okay ma, so let us move on to the circuit diagram. Now here four cells are connected. Okay, look at this diagram. Four cell, each cell is having a EMF psi. So four such cells are connected. Now this becomes a battery now. Okay, number of cells connected together, you call it as a battery. Okay, so first topic is we are going to see when cells are connected in series. Now how they are connected? Look at the diagram. Now this is the first cell, right? The negative terminal of the first cell is connected to the positive terminal of the second cell. Similarly, the negative terminal of the second cell is connected to the positive terminal of the third cell. Similarly, the negative terminal of the third cell is connected to the positive terminal of the fourth cell. So which are the ends that are left free? Now the negative terminal of the fourth cell and the positive terminal of the first cell are left free, and they are connected to an external resistor. So this becomes the positive terminal of a battery and this becomes the negative terminal of a battery. Hope you are clear. Number of cells combined together, you form a battery whose positive terminal is this and the negative terminal is this. Now this positive and negative terminal is connected across a resistor whose resistance is R. Okay ma? Is the diagram clear now? Right. Now let us assume that now here we have 4 cells connected, but you can extend up to n number of cells. So let us assume that there are n number of cells connected serially like this. We assume it to be n number of cells and we derive at an equation for this, right? So let us consider that there are n number of cells. Now each cell is having an EMF of psi, okay, and the internal resistance will be, of course, it is small r. They are connected in series and it is connected to an external resistance. This is what the diagram is. Okay, now what is the total EMF of the battery? So let us start the derivation part of it. Total EMF of the battery. Now you cannot call it as a cell because you have connected 4 cells. So what is the total EMF? What is the EMF of a single cell? Single cell is psi. If there are n number of cells, then the total EMF of the battery will be n times psi. Okay. So if the total EMF is going to be psi into n, let us also write what is the total resistance. Okay. Total resistance of the circuit. So what is the total resistance? You have again here you have internal resistance for this each cell, right? Now let us consider that the internal resistance of each cell is small r. If there are n number of cells, it is going to be nr, which is going to be the internal resistance, and also we have an external resistance resistor whose value is capital R. So the total resistance will be the internal resistance value and the external resistance value. So is it clear? Now with this I can find out the value of current. So current I is equal to V by R. V is, of course, let me write, current I is equal to total EMF by total resistance, that is V by R. Okay ma, so this will be psi into n by n into small r plus r. Okay, so this is the equation for the total current that is existing in a circuit which is connected to n number of cells. Okay, now we are going to discuss two very important cases, children. So the first case is case 1. Okay, so what is the first case? Now here we are going to take this formula. What is the formula? This is a formula. I is equal to psi n by nr plus capital R. Now let us consider the case if the internal resistance, which is R, considering to be very smaller than capital R. Okay, so this is the first case we are going to take about, right? Then what will happen to the formula? If the internal resistance is going to be very small, now this term in the equation will be negligible. So in that case, I will have the value of current to be I is equal to n times psi by R. Am I right? Am I right, children? Yes. Now this is approximately equal to n times I1. Let me assume what is this I1? The I1 is current due to the single cell. Okay, so if R is going to be very small, when compared to the capital R. If the internal resistance is going to be very, very small when compared to the external resistance, then the current supplied by the battery, that is I, is N times supplied by a single cell. Okay, so this is the conclusion we get from the first case. Okay, if the value of internal resistance is considered to be negligibly small, then you omit this term in the current equation. I have the value of current to be N psi by R, where psi by R will be represented as the current that is produced due to a single cell, because we are not going to consider that small r at all. So you consider N into I1, where I1 will be the current due to the single cell. So in that case, when R is negligibly small, the current supplied by the battery is N times supplied by a single cell. So this is first case. Okay, now let us move on to the second case. So what is the second case? I will write here case 2. Now this time we take R to be much more greater than capital R. Okay, so in that case, which term will not be there in this equation? Now this value is going to be greater than this. So definitely this term will be there, will not be there. R will not be there because we are going to consider this to be very, very small. In that case, this will not be there. So I have the equation of current to be I is equal to psi N by N into R. Here N gets cancelled. So here is the equation for current, which is given as psi by R. Okay. Now this will become, now here we talk about internal resistance, right? I equal to psi by R is the current due to what? This is the current due to, as we all know, this is the current due to the single cell, right? So the current due to the whole battery is the same as that due to the single cell. Now this value will be the entire current for the whole battery, which is considered to be very, very small, right? So what is the use of connecting so many cells in series? It is of no use. Okay, so what is the conclusion we arrive at? Take your book, page number 105. There are some lines which are there above that activity. Look at those lines. Series connection of cells is advantageous only when the effective internal resistance of the cells is negligibly small compared with R. Only for the first case it is advisable to connect cells in series rather than this case. Okay, in that case, what is, in other words, I can also say that when external resistance is much higher than the total internal resistance, the cells should be connected in series so that maximum, now where you have maximum current here, now here you have maximum current because I is equal to N times I1, whereas here I is equal to V by R. This value will be much more smaller than this value. So it is better that you have an external resistance which is of high value. Okay, then the total internal resistance will be connected in series to get the maximum current. So this is the conclusion we get when we connect cells in series. Okay, now there is a problem discussed there. Example 2.18, it is a solved problem. Look at the circuit diagram. There are 4 cells that are connected whose EMF is 9 volt and the internal resistance of each cell is given as 0.1 ohm. So 4 such cells are connected and the external resistance that is connected is 10 ohm. So what is the question? You have to find out the equivalent EMF of the combination. So equivalent EMF. So the first question is you have to find out psi equivalent. So psi equivalent is what? n times into the psi of each cell. So how many cells are there? 4. 4 into what is the EMF of each cell? It is 9. So it is 4 into 9, which is 36 volt, which is the equivalent, right? The second question is, what is the equivalent internal resistance? So equivalent internal resistance is small r equivalent. So that is also equal to n times the internal resistance of each cell. Again, there are 4 cells. The internal resistance of each cell is 0.1. So 4 into 0.1, it is 0.4 ohm. Okay, right. Next, the total current. Now I have found out the total EMF and the total internal resistance. So I can find out the value of total current by the formula N psi by R plus NR. This is the formula we discussed. So substitute. N is 4 and psi is 9 divided by what is the value of the external resistance? It is 10 plus N into R, we already know it is 0.4. Okay ma? So when I simplify, I will get the value of current to be 3.46 ampere. This is the value of the total current. Okay ma? Right. Fourth one. What is the potential difference across the external resistance? Now potential difference across this external resistance is here I should find out. So the formula is V is equal to I into R. Okay, so potential difference across the external resistance V is equal to I into R. Now what is the current? Current is 3.46 into 10, which is equal to 34.6 volt. Okay, now the remaining now this is 34.6, which is the potential difference across the external circuit, external resistance. The remaining 1.4 volt is dropped across the internal resistance. Yes, the remaining 1.4 is dropped inside because we get 36 volt now here. Now this 34.6 is taken by this resistor, that is R. This is due to this resistor, and 34.6 plus 1.4 will be 36, which is the total voltage, right? So the remaining 1.4 is across the internal resistance of the cells. Okay, and the fifth question, what is the potential difference across each cell? So potential difference across each cell, potential difference we know V is equal to, what is the value? This is what we have found out, 34.6. So across each resistor is, if there are how many number of resistors divided by that value will give the value of potential across each resistor, which is 34.6 divided by 4, which is 8.65 volt. Okay, so this is how the sum goes. Clear? Okay, now with this we are moving on to the cells in parallel. Now look at the diagram. Again, there are 3 cells. Now this is the diagram that is given. 3 cells they are connected in parallel to a again a resistor, which is a small lamp light here. See here, you are able to see this? Okay, so what happens now? This is what we are going to say, right? So what happens in parallel connection? Now here all the positive terminals of the cell, now all the positive terminals of the cells are connected to one point, all the negative terminals are connected to the second point. Let us assume that there are n number of cells connected between A and B. Okay, so psi, again psi be the EMF and R be the internal resistance. So what is the formula for parallel connection? So it is 1 by small r equivalent is equal to 1 by r plus 1 by r. It goes up to 1 by r. Okay, with respect to n times means it will be n by r. So r equivalent will be r by n. Is it clear? Now I will stop with this because it is going to get, the time is going to get over. I'll be continuing with cells in parallel in the next class, children. Please go through the topic whatever we have discussed so far up to cells in series. I'll be continuing with cells in parallel and entering into Kirchhoff's law in tomorrow's class. So please revise all the concepts whatever we have discussed. If I start, I will not be able to complete now, so which I'll be doing in the next class. Okay ma? See you children.